Hi everyone, welcome to BeerThralls presents the Beer Protocol. I'm James. I'm drinking like cranberry something. Uh,
Hi, James.
I think it's like vodka, but I'm not 100% sure. It was something I grabbed and it was tasty. So
Hi, I'm Jacob, and I'm now co-hosting with someone who's literally just drinking whatever he finds in his cabinets.
I know Tabitha brought something that was like it tastes like nothing, but it's alcohol.
Tabitha, the podcast.
Um, Anne's friend. Uh, but I can't remember what it was. I just picked it up and I was like, oh, this will probably mix well with cranberry.
That was one
Um,
of the most brutal things I've heard in a hot second.
Thanks.
Speaking of brutal, clink.
Tink.
Oh, I'm drinking Sam Adams October. Look, I'm gonna level with everyone. I bought a box of Sam Adams for a party. Also, used one to cook with, and no one drank them. So I just have a
Oh.
box that I'm.
It makes a really, really good chili. Anyway, let's talk about On Fire Guy.
Wow. The original Human Torch, setting a new
Uh,
precedent for MCP models to have original or new flavor in their
appar-
names.
Apparently, I did not know that there multiple people caught fire.
You know what? We really should have done more research and just be like, wait, who is this? Who is Jim
I
Hammond?
I have no clue, and I don't care. Um, but we're gonna read because I'm kind of interested in his beam attacks. So since Matt's not here, read the card.
No, Wikipedia Jim Hammond does not bring up the Marvel character first. It brings up the Idaho politician. Damn it.
That makes 100% sense.
The original Human Torch, Jim Hammond. Is a 3 threat model with 5 stamina, size 2, a medium move, and 3-4-2 for defensive stats. Already, I'd say pretty average, maybe a little squishy against a more mystic common, or against the more common
No,
mystic
no,
attackers.
you read the card first and then we debate.
Damn. Uh, First basic attack Burn Baby Burn, an energy attack, beam 3, 4 dice, 0 cost. So, no talking. After every attack is resolved, this character gains a power. On a wild, Immolate. After each attack is resolved, the target character gains the Incinerate special condition. I'm shocked. His spender is Nova Burst. Beam 2. I think it's our first Beam 2
Beam
attack in the game.
2. Oh god. Okay, go ahead. Go.
4 dice, 1 cost. When this attack is chosen during the pay power step of the attack, this character can spend up to 7 additional power. Add 1 die for every power spent this way to this attack. Sorry, to each attack. Because it's a beam attack, and therefore it does get chosen, you pay, and you add the bonus to every attack on the beam. After every attack is resolved, the target character is incinerated. No duh. If this attack deals damage after each attack is resolved, this character, the Human Torch, suffers 1 damage.
You want me to
Hit.
take over?
Hmm?
You want me to take over?
No.
You're reading really slow.
I had to zoom in. My eyes bad.
Go ahead.
First power, hit and run. 2 cost, action. This character makes an attack followed by a move. This superpower can be used only once per turn. Too hot to handle, 3 power. Choose an enemy character within range 2. The chosen character drops 1 asset token it is holding, with your usual rules that you get to choose where it goes because you're the opponent. Like touching a stovetop, reaction for 2 power. When an enemy character would push or throw this character after the effect is resolved, this character can use the superpower. The character that caused this effect suffers 1 damage. Controlled burn, passive. When this character ends in advance, it gains 1 power for each character within range 2 with the incinerate special condition. Finally, flight and immunity to incinerate. On his injured side,
I don't see any
he
changes.
has the same stats. Okay, can I talk about him now?
I guess so. Let's talk about him.
This dude's weird. I love it.
He is so freaking okay. So when I first looked at him, I was just like, he's got nothing but beams. That's gonna suck. And now I'm like, kind of understanding how he's supposed to do
Mhm.
stuff. Like, it looks like he wants to do a burn baby burn, and then he wants to move after that
Yeah.
and
So
gain more power from that. But then he's in range of all those people.
much like any given fire, you need to give him fuel. Ba-tunch.
I
He's
hate you
super
so
power
much.
hungry. However, he does have a beam 3 basic builder attack, which is super interesting. If you're in the right scenario, you can line up a lot of stuff with that.
I figured it
Um,
out. I figured it out. I figured it out. Burn baby burn. Hit and run. Burn baby burn. Make the move because it's still a advance.
mhm.
And then Nova Burst. Why is Nova Burst a beam instead of like a radius? That doesn't make any sense.
Because they probably tested as a radius and it was way too good.
Okay.
That is my assumption. Is the beam was a direct debuff before he even hit the table? Is they're just like, no, he can't be better than Thor and cost 2 threat less.
Yeah. I mean, it's still short though. I mean,
It is
it's a
it's a poking beam because his base
beam
isn't necessarily
three.
any bigger than anyone else's.
Uh,
Um, I will. That's a good catch. Controlled burn, unlike Blade, is when you end an advance.
hmm
However, James, you want to know some other goofy ass shit?
Getting somebody else to actually make him advance.
That's good start. Also, it's not limited to once per turn.
Oh my God! It's not limited to once per turn.
So hit and run, burn baby burn, advance, get a bunch of
That's
power
about
plus
right.
whatever you got from burn baby burn, and then just move again and get a bunch more power.
I mean, move zero. But that's like that. But the thing is that you're going to be so in the middle of everything.
And he's not super sturdy. Um,
I mean, you can also kind of do the whole like it doesn't say enemy characters; it says
yes,
characters. So you could like get power off your own guys if they have incinerate.
I don't
Um,
recommend lighting your friends on fire because incinerate is actually one of the nastiest status conditions in the game.
it is. And I'm thinking more
Um,
like pairing him up with like Ghost Rider.
yeah, anyone else who can give out incinerate, like unsurprisingly, Human Torch is very good at giving out incinerate. Okay, um, other things on here, Too Hot to Handle is insanely cool
Only
as a
assets.
only assets,
You
but
can't set
that's
people
most
on
of the
fire.
true. But that's most of the things you can pick up. Like the only other extract token type is civilian.
I mean,
So if
it's nice, but
James, why did we take Black Cat?
to steal everyone else's assets.
James, he costs the same as Black Cat, and he has grab for 3 as a superpower that doesn't require him to be within range 1. And because you, the
It
person who
always
made them
works.
drop it,
I
it always
mean,
works.
no, the thing
And
is though, is that
and
he's.
don't forget, you get to choose where it goes because you made them drop it.
I mean, I can only see this coming into effect
I have
if
that right, don't I? No, am I backwards on that? Has Nick Fury corrupted my brain?
possibly, but like,
Okay. Either way,
no,
make them drop it.
you were forcing them to drop it. They're not dazed, or I think they can control where it
Oh,
drops.
yes. Okay, sorry. Nick Fury's goons.
Tosses
The
it.
owner gets to control where it goes.
Yeah.
So because it's range 2, you can always drop that token where Human Torch can pick it up.
See, but the problem is,
So for
it's
4, you
it's
essentially have all of Black Cat's
it's a
thievery.
it's a red herring. Uh, I've watched Clue way too many times today. Um, so you're not gonna want to do
You didn't
this.
even use red herring right though.
I know it's a
It,
trap.
it,
It's a
it's a
trap.
trap. Okay. Explain to me the
It's
trap.
okay. So you're gonna have you're gonna spend me spending two for um hit and run. Not
Hmm.
gonna be able to do it in the first turn, but hey, you're not probably not gonna get anywhere in the first turn. Um, you're gonna do hit and run. That's two. Burn baby burn. You might get like what 1, 2 power, and then you're gonna get another 1 or 2 powers from that. So now you're
if
sitting
you
on
get
like
the immolate.
roughly 4 power, maybe. Um, then you're going to spend 3 of those to do too hot to handle. I
Hmm.
think it's more of a I'm about to lose if I don't get that guy, like, to get the acid off that
Nowish.
guy. I think you'd rather be doing uh touching a stovetop.
Maybe. Um, you raise a fair point. Too hot to handle, then pickup is 4, which is expensive because he himself is kind of jumping through a lot of hoops to generate that much power consistently, on top of wanting to use hit and run pretty much as he can. It'd be a decent reaction after he's flipped. Although after he's flipped, Nova Burst exists.
Hmm.
So assume that your opponent just took you out from near full. Say they did 4 damage. You're gonna flip over. You'll have 4 plus 1 for power phase, 5 power plus whatever else you might have generated. So let's say you have 5 to 6 power, and you want a Nova Burst whoever just got you pretty bad. So you pay 1 and then pump the rest of it to Nova Burst. So you have a beam adding 4 or 5. That's an 8 or 9 dice beam attack. That is going to cause you damage if it deals any damage to things. Um, so it's definitely pretty okay at the cost of burning out the torch.
I mean,
Is it as good as Doctor Doom using his tactic card just to shoot lightning death at people by spending his own life?
Who? Doc Doom?
I want Doctor Doom.
I want Doctor Doom so badly
Let's.
too. Uh,
Uh,
would you spend it
it
for
feels like
Nova
a last
Burst?
ditch. It feels like a last ditch move because, like, I think the other, even just hitting and run with a beam 3 4 dice chance to immolate is okay.
I mean, I would
He's he's
Nova.
pretty pillow fisted without Nova Burst.
Yeah, Nova Burst to me feels like a doomsday button. It feels like I've already flipped. Everyone's sitting on this point. I'm gonna Nova Burst twice and just spend all the cash, um, just to get as much out there as possible. And I'm gonna take some damage. Um, I would still rather do Burn Baby Burn for free points and doing hit and run. Um, Making people drop assets is nice, but it's really it's this guy to me does not feel like he wants to be an attacker. He's going to be more likely a surgeon's tool assassinate character.
I was gonna say skirmisher is where I'm leaning
Yeah.
because he really isn't all that sturdy. Um,
I do like
James, are we landing on? Despite how weird and interesting this dude is, he's kind of adding up to all right because
he's
he's at the genuinely coveted 3 threat slot, and there are so many competitive 3 threat slots. Like, compare him to Hawkeye.
all right. I
Compare every 3 threat
true,
model in Shield to Hawkeye. Do it.
true. Um,
I love Hawkeye. I'm
com-
biased.
Compare him to all right. So let's look at him in my favorite criminal syndicate. He
Hmm.
kind of makes sense. He's he can fly to a point. 2 medium moves is nothing to sneeze at. Um,
Like,
he can do hit and run, so he can literally just do a burn baby burn, move, pick up some more power, move again. Um, he's kind of bouncing around, but he's getting us too. Also, you just threw him off a point. Cool, take a point of damage.
so we
It
haven't touched on
seems
that yet. But I'm okay with like touching a stovetop. It's not spending 2 power to cause 1 damage is an okay trade.
it's an okay trade, but think about it this way: there's a lot of characters that like just tossing people or pushing people at the
Hmm.
end of their activation. If
And
I've already taken damage and I'm being thrown at the end of the attack, sure, I got some extra power. Spend the 2, give them a point. It's kind of like a fake bleed. Um, make them suffer. Like any time you can give damage outside of your own activation, bonus.
that's fair. He does have a tactic card specifically for him, so let's see what Shield brings to the table after Hydra's admittedly pretty incredible character-specific tactic cards.
Snuff out.
A New Age. Jim Hammond may spend 3 power to play this card. Every enemy character within range 3 of Jim Hammond gets lit on fire and the incinerate condition.
Okay.
This round, when an allied shield character is attacking a character with the incinerate special condition, if the attack type is energy, add 2 dice. Uh, Time to go look at shield and see how many of them have
Hmm.
energy attacks.
I'm
Because
guessing there's gonna be
don't forget,
several.
they're incinerated. So that's 2 dice on top of their defense being 1 lower. That's a
Technically,
3 dice swing.
we never talked about that either. Nova burst, like if
Oh,
you do a burn baby burn and then do a Nova burst, even two Nova bursts, if they're incinerated, it's technically like having
it's not as good as just
it's
having
one
5
extra die.
dice.
It kind of think of it as one extra die. It's not, but just think of it that
Like
way.
a half. Counts as
Yeah,
having like half an extra die.
but still,
Because if he had
that's
an extra die, he would trigger incinerate a lot more.
think of it as you're going to be doing lots and lots of damage. But the problem is
The
that
damage is okay.
he doesn't want to be in the middle of things. Like that card does kind of make him like want to go. Oh, I'm about to lose. Cool. Fly to the center gamma shelter. Just do massive amounts of incinerate and just start blasting.
I was gonna say I don't really necessarily know why you call that a panic button. I feel like that's your go-to plan until you've used it. Because remember,
I mean,
incinerate. Well, let me finish. Let me finish. Incinerate lasts until your opponent deals with it or you knock them out.
correct.
The attrition gain for throwing out a lot of incinerate early and letting the rest of your team follow it up with big damage swings on turn 2 is can potentially swing the entire game momentum towards you with a couple clutch dazes.
Is there a
Like
character
I
that
feel like
benefits
a new
off of
age
incinerate?
that what?
Isn't there a character that benefits off incinerate?
This one.
No, I
He gets
mean,
power.
like, isn't there like it's kind of like God, for some reason I'm thinking Blade, but Blade is bleed. He gets surcharged if you have
Mhm.
bleed.
I don't think there is one yet. This is it.
So I'm liking the card, but I'm not liking the card because you're going to take a unless you're already just stuck in the middle of everyone, you're going to spend a move to do the card,
Probably.
and then now you're just down to either you move away or hopefully you have enough energy for enough power for hit and run so you can either do a Nova Burst or a Burn Baby Burn and get the heck out of there.
I mean, I think there's a lot of characters who'd be like, hey, on my turn, I didn't do any damage, but I had lit 3 enemies on fire with Incinerate. That's a pretty good activation, actually.
Strangely enough, I want to
Especially
take.
if you
Oh,
were first.
also, if you listen to that card carefully, it does say Jim Hammond and not the Human Torch.
So
So
if
probably
I've
gonna get
heard of
some Fantastic Four later. Um,
well, it means that Fantastic Four Human Torch can't play it.
right. Um, which is probably gonna be good. They're probably looking at that guy. No, 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 no. We have to write that down as Jim Hammond. Um,
James,
would
just
he
admit
be
it's pretty
better in? Would he be better in Hydra?
good. Well, okay. So, along with being a member of Shield, there is something to be said. He has Shield's tactic cards to back him up.
That's true.
Shield has access to all of the good tactics that got banned. So,
That
you
is
know,
true.
med pack, other ones, tactical analysis to give him an out of activation short move.
I mean, if you throw it like so, is Tony Stark Hulkbusters in
Ooh.
Shield, isn't he?
I can check. No, original Iron Man is in Shield, but not Hulkbuster.
I still really want to throw him in Hydra.
I mean, that's fine. You do you.
I
What I'm
mean, like
saying.
all the beams and stuff and passing on Incinerate kind of helps the
Oh yeah, Baron Strucker would love it.
yeah.
Incinerate is actually something that Hydra does not really bring a ton of to the table.
You know he also
Oh,
would go well with Uh,
Anyone who wants fire?
Can Baron Mordo pass out
I
incinerate?
don't know. I will check. For you, James, for you.
Because if he can, that becomes awesome because you can do a burn baby
Yeah,
burn, huh?
he can.
Yeah, so he does well with Baron Mordo.
Uh,
Um,
sure. I don't know. Shield is something we need to get our hands around again because with these additional characters, for starters, his tactic card specifically keys off of Shield and energy attacks, so that's already guiding list composition and roster building in a certain way. Um, Also, with the new enhancement, I'll just kind of remind everyone, Shield's a lot bigger than I think people realize.
it's getting it's getting to
Uh,
Cabal and Avengers size.
yes, because even some of the stalwarts of Shield, like Black Widow, original Black Widow, that incredible two threat model, her builder is an energy attack.
Ooh,
Hawkeye can choose energy for his arrows. Iron Man,
the ungodly attack from the stars.
yeah. Also, original Captain Rogers with his cost reduction on superpowers, given how many things Human Torch has going on with his superpowers.
Yeah,
Too hot to handle at a straight 1-to-1 seems pretty good. Or
too
like
hot
to
to handle. It would be two power, but still a hit and run at one. That
hit and
makes it
run at one
worth.
makes his math a lot easier.
Yeah,
Um, Again, it's not 100% relevant, but I keep forgetting that Taskmaster is actually part of Shield. He's in the Shield affiliation.
that's still nice, but I mean, it doesn't really help him. Um,
It doesn't, but it does give Shield a good point holder.
I mean, two shield bounces with people with incinerate becomes insanely good.
Even without the extra dice from energy attacks. Oh yeah, so Shield is pretty heavily burdened by a lot of physical attackers, War Machine, Winter Soldier. So you are building, I think, a more specific roster than you would be otherwise if you're trying to lean into this for your like round 2 or round 3
I
swing.
I think if you're going to
It's
use
a
him
good
as
one.
shield, he's going to be your energy attacker. Um, if you're going to
Nah,
splash him, I mean, because Black Widow, yeah, but you're going to be taking things like you're definitely going to be taking Steve Rogers, uh, original Steve Rogers.
oh, sorry.
Um,
I actually misspoke. Let me look at the
oh
card
wait,
again.
no, because he's not shield technically. He's not the leader of shield.
No, he's Avengers. So here's a weird
Hmm.
question. Uh, a new age. Okay, a new age is Shield affiliated, so you are playing with Fury. Um,
Okay. I don't. I we're gonna have to look at Fury when Matt jumps in because he's kind of
no,
excited
no,
about
no.
that.
Nick Fury Jr., original Fury, is the
Oh,
only Shield leader so far. New Fury does not have a leadership.
ooh, having incinerate and then having yeah, that actually is kind of a good idea.
Although I will say, Nick Fury in the Howling Commandos does have an energy attack,
Yeah.
so at least he has synergy with the person he came with. Okay, let's get the
So
final verdict.
okay, okay, yeah. So I think he's good, but he's going to be one of those characters you go, I'm taking this, I'm taking Torch with blah because they work together very well. If
I
you're just
don't.
gonna if you're gonna
Go ahead.
splash him in anywhere else, it's because you either need energy attacks or you're just trying to pass out incinerate. Like I'd probably take him in I'd probably take him in Hydra, I'd probably take him in Criminal Syndicate, just so Lizard can uh just hurt people even more
What's funny though is you have that with Goblin. For one more threat, you have Green Goblin, who both does a lot more damage,
for
but
one
also
more threat.
three threat is super competitive. My concern is I don't. I think in Shield, Human Torch is really interesting because he gives Shield options it doesn't have from splashing. But outside of Shield, I feel like most affiliations are going to have similar or better options at three
I
threat.
I think Hydra's gonna actually want him in there. I think he's gonna like I think he's kind of
Hydra
working
would be
with
interesting.
those two as the strong points.
Um, all right. Well, that's another three threat model in the bank. Next time, I want to talk about another three threat model in the bank.
Sentinels?
I think those are four, but I was gonna say the Howling Commandos.
Oh dear
AK,
God.
here's a preview. James, do you like Winter Soldier?
I do like Winter Soldier.
Do you want to take Winter Soldier twice? Because that's almost what the Howling Commandos are. And with
Thanks.
that
Thanks
spoiler,
for watching. God dang it. I'm gonna have to take Howling Commandos now. All right. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll be back next week with another review. Bye.